I discovered today that Nirma is a bit of a crazy person, which is just suits me fine because my boat's a bit of a crazy boat. There we go. Well done. Yep, I think we got a live one here, folks. And I think we're going to have a very good few weeks. Maybe even longer. Good on you, Nirma. Keep it up. Gee, I like those bubbles. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Look at the sand down there. Now, we've seen excellent sand in the past with the lovely Fedra, but you got to admit, this is pretty good sand here too. Gee, I like that sand. Sorry. Well, I love to hang around and watch the beautiful mermaid too, but we also had to get back because the propeller on the ducky is buggered and I didn't have a spare. So this is the spline fitting that went in here, and that was surrounded by rubber, and the rubber was what's sheared. So I'm going to key this up with a grinder, rough it up, and I'll rough up in there with a drill grinder. Well, when I'm out and about, I've always got my repair kit, which is epoxy, syringes, gloves. I'd always have stuff like this, like glue powder, which is essentially tiny little pieces of cellulose fibre. I'd always take Q-cell, and I'd always have samples of glass, different strengths, and stuff called peel ply, because it just makes your job so much easier. Just to give you a brief rundown what these do. Peel ply, once you lay all your glass, you lay the peel ply down and you can sort of touch it with your gloved hands and you smooth it out, and it reduces sanding and it makes a nice, almost complete job. If you don't use it, you'll get daggy bits of fiberglass sticking out which you have to file down. So peel ply is excellent, and you just peel it off after it sets. Unreal. Q-cell you use to thicken up the epoxy just to make it a bit more manageable. So depending on how much you put in, you can make it like the consistency of toothpaste, or even, you know, even more rigid. And then you can plug up holes and it'll sort of hold itself until it sets. And glue power, that's just strengthening your epoxy. So if you were wanting to glue two pieces of things together or something like that. I'd never ever leave port without it, because, you know, if something goes wrong, I could always beach the cat, take out one of the shelves and epoxy it on, and that'll get me by. Won't be great, won't look pretty, but it'll get me by. Bodgy, bodgy, bodgy. I would have rather have filled the void with some silicone, but my tube of silicone had gone off, it was too old. So the next best thing was epoxy. Sure, it's overkill, but we had 10 more days and all I needed was the prop to work. Notice how I filled in the top with beeswax so no epoxy would get into the splines. Beeswax, I can't stress how useful it is. You can use it for anything. Sealing this, sealing temporary holes in the deck, fixing the seals in your Jabsco pump toilets. It's just got 1,000,001 uses. It's unreal. I love it. I've always got a chunk of beeswax on board. So I'm just cutting up tiny, tiny little pieces of carbon fibre and trying not to breathe them in. And I must stress, I'm just making this up, but I figured the carbon fibre with these tiny little pieces will reinforce the resin in the little keyholes that I've made in the spline fitting and also on the inner part of the hub. So hopefully it'll be a stronger bond and the resin won't shear so readily. Something smells good. I wonder what's cooking. Yeah, propeller. So I'm trying to heat up the epoxy so it maximises its strength. There you go. Bodgy, bodgy, bodgy. It's looking good. Here's hoping. We'll test it out tomorrow. It's not a permanent job, but who knows?